it's planted on good ground, and then it can produce fruit, which is new seed. And if that fall on good ground, it come up again, produce fruit, and in the fruit is seed, and if there's a lot of fruit, spread and also fall on good ground. You cannot stop it. This is the idea. Now, surely, therefore you have to catch the seed. Now, if I throw the seed in your heart, and see and forgot. This is what James said. I say, but he that continue with the perfect law, perfect word, is not forgetful. You use the word forgetful. Hearer. But he's a doer, he will be successful. So, but continue in the perfect word, law. So, surely, not a forgetful, because the words are a seed. As Jesus said, and so I go on and say, I say then, the hard ground, hear the word that was sown in his heart. There you hear the word sow, word, and they say the seed are the word that was sown in the heart, but they don't understand it, and the evil come and take it. Understand? So it's the word that are sown, this is the seed, in your heart. Now, surely, when Jesus has come, he says things, he has maybe said many more things. That is seed. If it are planted in man's heart, it's a seed. It's a complex things that are happening. And fall in good ground, it will come up. So Jesus talked about God gave his only begotten Son, so that anyone that believe in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Now, many magnificent seeds are put into that container, that verse, combined together, talking about impossibilities. Like never perish, eternal life. This is the seed. Now, the heart that are good ground, believe it, accept it, have evidence continue, focus, they say, continue with the word, perfect law. So he also say the testing of your faith is for your patience. The patience will bring good fruit forward. So just open the book of James. So the ground that is that have rocks and swallow ground, they receive it. But when the tests come, it fade away. It says, where's the test? So the seed have a test so surely don't imagine the seed was planted, bring into the world 2,000 years, which no prophet have called him, no leader, prominent person could have uttered, or even it be just imagination. But if a true word, true seed, true reality are compared, presented, and planted in a good heart, that seed, that word, that reality will start coming up. So, never perish, eternal life, maybe where we cannot prove it, the guy must die. Why must he die to have eternal life? Jesus said, he that believe in me and love shall never die. You don't have to die. If you die, we still believe in me, he shall become alive. So that is what it says, dead bones must come alive, that they dig up in the ground. He said, prophesy to the dead bones. Alright, so a seed that is planted. So the Christians have not believed it. They preach the verse to the unbelievers. The unbelievers must believe it, although they neglect themselves not to take the word in face value. Never perish, maybe after I die. Never perish, maybe when I'm young. Never perish, maybe when I'm not sick. Give the word to the young people. They will still believe it. Don't give it to the old people. They are too in a perishing state. They don't believe. Never perish. They have experience of perishing. They won't believe. Give it to the young. They still grow and full of it. Then they believe it. They say, don't go even to the 40 years old. They start realizing things get a little bit watered down. They are not so fast anymore.
Oh, realize you was one of the dead bones, and the word of life speak to you, and you become now have flesh and blood.
Flesh and blood.
And then you start speak the word of life into other dead bones. Because I was speaking.
The other dead bones. All right, this is the seed. So these seeds is not believable. Surely, if you are disappointed and bitter and unhappy, it's unbelievable. Only when you are young, full of ambition and full of ideas, maybe you say, you feel you will never perish. You feel life will just go on and on. And then you will believe it. Don't tell the dead, for Solomon say, remember God when you are young. Before you get old, then you won't remember God. You say, then God don't exist. When you're young, you say, wow, God exists. He creates. I can feel. I create this. I want to do that. I want to go this direction. I solve the problem in this way. And then you will remember. You say, wow, there may be a God. But as you get older, you say, no, there's no God, there's no word, everything is without a reason. Vanity on vanity. What use? Things are not permanent. Things come to an end. Even I don't want it or force me in an end scenario. I said, remember God when you are young. Maybe you will remember. If you're old, you will say, they do not exist, a God. I have too much perishing experiences I have gone through. And to say, you shall live forever. Oh, poof, puff. Not even the stars live forever. Not even the galaxies. They come to an end. If the stars disintegrate, all the planets, what will happen? There will be just rocks through in a galaxy, go nowhere. The energy source will stop. Everything will go to a lower state. And the sun, in any case, will expand and burn up everything on the earth. We have not jumped from one planet to another planet. Look forever. No, the things come, it seems. The sun come up and the sun go down and it come up again, and there's no end on it. But this are not true in the longer term. We have seen today big suns exploded. We get quasars just as big as the galaxies. They explode. It's like a galaxy star. The spheres are just as big as a galaxy, and then it explodes. They call it super quasars or novas. They have big names for it. Seeds to live forever. Poof. Then to just consider the premises of this verse. And God loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. Whoa, yeah. Oh, what is this new words that John have crafted out? We never hear about this word. There's never words ever said in the past like only begotten. You have maybe the word firstborn or second born, but only begotten. And then the word begotten is not the word born, this is the word Genesis. Only Genesis, the word Genesis mean the beginning, mean the start, mean creation, mean original, mean roots, mean from where everything come or are derived from, mean the source which everything depend on. Now, just the word Genesis, the first book is Genesis, and the first verse of Genesis, God create the heavens and the earth, massive galaxies here, massive structures. As I say, it's a massive energy, massive potentials to bring up these expansions. We think to travel and explore the earth as a big undertaking to explore just our galaxy is like a universe, just to explore our planet system, which is just like a little flame very far from the next star. We don't even know these planets around. Just to explore the expand of our planetary system is just an impossible generation undertaking. It's not possible. We tried, but the starship blow up. And then we have to wait and wait for the month for the next one to see it explode. Because without the big one, you cannot go so far, and it become meaningless. You got sent the probe. They've sent the probe that meet all the planets. And it's now at the farthest planet, but what does it mean? Give some primitive photos back for us, take a couple of days after it sends the photos, because before it reaches even at the speed of light, sending that radio signal out, because the sun, so it's not so far from us, from the Earth. It takes 18 minutes for that light, which was generated by an explosion on the phone, to reach the Earth. 18 minutes is 18 minutes at the speed of light. So if I would text you, you are there on the sun, it will take 18 minutes before you can send me something back. If I want to look at the video, what happened, it will take 18 minutes before this reply. Not seemingly immediately, under a second. We see pictures under a second originate from America or China. You communicate, you talk like you talk immediately, because we nearly travel the speed of light with that information, a lot of information. All right, this is a vast place. Vast Genesis, God created the heavens and the earth. Surely we have now better names or rename the word heavens to galaxies and stars. Heaven is not the star. A lot of stars are heaven, but they don't say heaven. Meaning one, means heavens. We don't know if it's just material heavens or other forms of dimensions of heavens. We know we have physical elements, but then we know we have also souls elements. Alright, so the seed that's planted in good ground never ending. The physical things anthropized, go in a lower state. But the words do not go in entropy. What was said 2,000 years ago is just as clear, is just as rememberable. The formula are just as powerful. The formula have not decayed in its effectiveness. If you could build a wheel 2,000 years ago, that same wheel will have the same powers and formulas on which it operates. Distribute the weight on the smaller things, and then it seems that you can carry big elements, which is very difficult for you to put on your head and carry. You can build pyramids, massive stones, just distributing the weight through some physical element, and the wheels are one of the prominent secrets discovered. Alright, but look, then a seed was planted. God hath given us the only begotten Son. Surely we have talked something about the Son yesterday. Say the Word was the only. Was the Son of God. This is what we have talked. Alright, but now we say the only begotten Son. Never this word was ever used. The word firstborn was used. The word you are born. The word you can have a brother. But it's not the word the only Genesis. We say no, there's many Genesis, many universes. But here he say the only Genesis, the only creation, the only beginning, the only source of all supply, the only roots, not the many universes, the only universe, the only Genesis from where any form of power come. So, the Bible says God loved the world so much that he give uh, us the only begotten Son, the only Genesis Son, if you just translate the Greek in reality. Alright, so what does that mean? So you say, no, wait a second, there's a root source. Now, surely, Paul say, and there's one God and Father of all. So everything come from the Father, and it is above all. Nothing are greater than Him, and it is in all. Everyone derive and all the capabilities, all the happiness, all the peace, all the faith, all the high noble elements they have come from the Father in all and through all. It means every accomplishment, every child come from the Father. Everything anybody do, any explosion, any sun, any piece of grass or tree, what it accomplished come through the Father. Here are the source of the capability. Here are the source of that life forms. Here are the source of that fruit. Here are the source of that new creation construct. So now the closest word we can get to the word the Father, the word the Only Begotten, because there's only one Genesis, only one, and the only one that gives power to everything, the only one that produces life forms. So surely Paul talk about he's the firstborn of creation, so nothing was created before him. And then he say, in him everything was created. So God has put him all the creation powers inside him. Surely all the creation powers originate from the Father, and then through him. So all the powers are in him, and then through him, his actions, his price he pays, his molding, his work activity, form, everything that we see is created, even so delicate, so precise, and so big in its scopes. And it was created not for you, but for him. So the word only, Genesis, or only, we translate begotten, are the closest word, duplicate word John have coined. I don't know, John have come out that's close to that of the Father. And the first time this word I use here is saying, and the words have become flesh, and down among us we see his glory. The glory of as of the only begotten That's with the Father compared with actually parallel. What do you say? We have parallel lines are actually used. Para, I have a Greek word para, which we use to do things that are close. Now we translate it as the only begotten from the Father. But it is actually the only begotten or the only Genesis in the full meaning of the word in parallel with that of the Father. The Father means the source, the origin from which everything come forth. So this is actually, if you, this is the phrase you say, the glory as like the only Genesis, parallel of the Father, full of grace and truth. So this is how the verse must be interpreted. Surely now, I just give you now some more material, background, context of what really say the glory of the world was like that of the only Genesis parallel with that of in scope of that of the Father. Now, this is concept. You say, oh, but it may be not one, but it may be more universes. So I said, but you have to choose now. Not one you can prove. You must also all believe in the miracle of super intelligence originate the beginning of the Big Bang of the universe, or you have to believe that. You cannot have practical proof, or you have to believe it is one out of a billion of universes. What was lucky that was successful for this fine-tuning. All the other universes was not successful. And there must be some sort of operation that try new types of universes out, and after unending amount of trials and errors, one that come out with faith, with luck that's so fine-tuned that it can exist with perfect laws. If the speed of light was just a little bit faster, a little bit slower, nothing can, the atom was just a little bit, none of this could exist. Life could not involve here on earth. It will be just that universe that evaporate in darkness. Now you have to believe all miracle or random chances of forming big bangs that was not successful, and our one was just out of so big number, lucky one, because it is cannot be a random element. The laws that control this universe are too precise, and if you change it a little bit, we won't have these outcomes. You say, I believe in the multi-universes. I say, do you think the last 200 years will happen so rapidly if we believe in the universes of randomness, wow, here we have now a wagon wheel. Now we will have a bicycle, and then a car, and then an airplane, and then a electric motor, and then something that pushes just out of a random wagon wheel. It won't come out of the record, it come out of the highly intelligent actions our brain can do, working on the formulas and laws and logical implement, extrapolate this new possibilities. No, it don't come out of the will, it comes out of the soul, the initiative of the human brain or mind or understanding that we have in a few hundred years, not 1,000 years, not a million years. What about billion years? It would probably, with chance, never happen. This is much unlikely. You need a soul that can work and test all the options that's not successful, because if you are practically try each one, you need a lot of time and a lot of matter and a lot of iron and a lot of car. But if you can do it in your mind, you can say, simulate it in your mind. This don't work out. This don't look good. This is not. This is too big for this amount of engine. You can work all the unsuccesses out and predict a much clearer success pattern.
Multi-universe.
They say. There's something generates universes randomly, but it is unsuccessful.
And then you have to try again.
Then you try again. And after you have billions and billions of tries, one by chance are successful, can populate, can expand, can bring light through, can eventually bring a sun, stars, for Earth through, and then the carbon elements of with the right fine-tuning of the sun and the earth and the atmosphere bring life through.
Is there any evidence it has been tried?
So therefore you have to believe it. So there's the word faith, or the word how Martin Luther used the word. You must just accept it, you cannot prove it.
But what does the scripture say?
Say God create. So there's a concept, God, element. Create, the word create is order, is bringing something significant. For random say, I can bring something significant, but the likelihood that I bring something significant for is so small. It's just like it is true. If I take water and put some ink in it, surely what you see the ink and color the water. But there's one possibility that the ink just stay there. And do not spread through it. There's one possibility, but this possibility, if you have a number, is like 10 to the power of 100 or something like that. It's too massive number than more than all the atoms calculated in the universe. Just the random. There's a random possibility that it can just have half of the cup like color. There's that possibility. Now, on that possibility, They say random because they cannot be God that produce step by step something, because if there is a God, maybe he can then look at me and judge me. But if there is a random element, the likelihood that there's a judge.
The problem is if you randomly come out, the time is not good enough.
This time is not good enough.
Because if you test, yes, I heard that was like Professor preached. If you really believe randomly, the test time is far not enough.
Time is not enough. But there's other consequences. There's no judgment. Because if I am a human being with a soul, there's judgment. You look what you do, you work it out, you say, how can you not follow the good path? That path of you have not a good consequence. How the other people can look what you say, look what you do, and look how you operate, and then they can say it's good. See what your hands have produced, the product. They can take, look at it, taste it, use it, and then they can say, good, bad, never buy it, a fake or whatsoever. They judge. They take it, they have a soul, they try the thing out, they suggest. Now, if they are God just like a human being, that they have a soul, so surely the humans cannot now deny they have a brain, that they have a mind, that they can think. They cannot deny it because everyone can do that without do physical things. They think, well, maybe the neurons go on as physical, but for some way man can manipulate these neurons. Some very intensely, some vaguely, some never. You cannot manipulate the growth of your skin or the absorbing of food of your vitals. You can move a little bit your legs and minds and eyes and so on. You cannot make your hair grow faster and your ear grow bigger and your vision, make your manipulation, reformation of your neurons. You can do that. How you do it, we don't know. Is it the neurons, change the neurons? Why would it change? What is the goal behind it? So eventually we get a little bit confused. What is the forces behind the neurons to change the neurons? Maybe this is the spirit, maybe this is the mind, maybe this is the soul, maybe this is a force working on the neurons, changing the physical facets of our brain. So surely this is an activity we have. Now they can also say there's a big brain, probably bigger than us, because the logic and complexities and consistency and the vast things you have to think for, and future consequences you have to have predicted to change the regional is too much for what a human soul or mind currently are capable. So this is a massive man, and if it, which we call man, and if it has features which we as human beings have, can looking at what you do, are you living in the flesh? Are you living in a better civilized, noble place? are the products you produce fairly products for the prices you ask? Whatsoever what the soul can do, this bigger soul can do much more finer because of the fruit of the universe through which it can create. So surely they cannot dismiss the soul. Man and the soul, that creation has just come out of random. See, we know our soul don't produce random results. We calculate before I climb in the car what is the shortest route. Even I have not gone on the shortest route. I've not first tried a long one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the shortest one, and take the time and say, this is the shortest one, take the less gas. I can do that before I climb in my car. With something like a very flexible model, which work on formulas, can calculate something, can say this is a shorter time, the shorter distance, I have a map of all the roads, so I can do something without physical try out of random, say for instance there's 1,000 paths to get to a destination. First try each one randomly, sometimes I try the same one twice, but if it's really random I will maybe go through all the options, so this is what they want to believe. So if it's random, then alright, this is lower than me, I will judge this, I am the God. Nobody can tell me what I do, although I'm a little bit afraid of the judgments of people, so I don't even want people to look at me and tell me that where I go is not good, and according to classify me as a good or a more superior product. They don't want judgment. They say we are born equal. One is not better. Don't use your judgment. Don't use your understanding. Don't use your soul. Don't use your conclusions. Don't use your formulas. Don't use your practical insights on me. I'm equal. Like you don't try to say I am inferior and maybe that person more superior. We are just, you don't know judgment, so they can say. And then they will also say there cannot be a God that can judge us. Now, if there are a bigger soul than the human soul, or even the collective intelligence of all the super engineers or super people, somebody with a much better assessment of what is better, what is worse, what will work out, what has a good future, what is prosperous, what is poverty, much finer opinion or calculation or proof of outcome, then we are in trouble. He will clearly put us in an inferior place. He would clearly devalue us, clearly distance him from this corrupted elements which will contaminate him. Surely his judgment will be form of fear. Therefore, people are afraid to talk to a crowd of people. You have to be more superior than all of them to talk in high confidence on a certain subject. If they know more about the subject, if you just stumble on the word, they will laugh at you, they will mock you, they will say, get away here, you just don't know the subject, the reality, the outcomes of this element, so therefore you are afraid. You start sweating because you don't know. Here's people that just know. What if you have element that's much bigger than all the people together? What is your fear? To have no fear is a blasphemous, is a mockery, because somebody with this massive judgment, he can remove you, he can build a car, he has powers, he can set up, block you, build the walls, punish you, chain you. You have to be very careful if you fall out of his favor. So they don't want to recognize that. They say, wow, this may be a magnificent and excellent and unthinkable, complex creation, but not a single creator, which are say, wow, you are a manager, you have maybe similar things like, man, but I am the owner of all these complex setups which you are working in this factory, and how have you managed my farm, my factory, all the resources, the oil, the sunlight, the atmosphere, the people, the animals, the trees. How have you managed my resources? So this is the question. So people say, no, here, because I have to be careful. You see, the Bible say, after Noah had warning with fear, he built the ark and saved his family. Surely God has said something. God has calculated his calculation much more clearer than your calculation. You have to be careful to question his judgment. All right, so surely the Bible tells about the final judgment. So surely that assume a higher intelligence with much more accomplishments. Now you come with your accomplishments. You say, phew, what? You see, you have run fast. I've run double the speed or 10 times the speed you have. And now you say, crown me. And you have not recognized me at all, that are so far ahead of technology, of development, of tackling much bigger enterprises than you even can imagine. So surely there's a big white throne. Bible says, and from which the earth and the heaven try to flee away. So, we have set up such massive, complex, meaningful, useful things on the earth, and the heavens are so big, and we have reached so far in our formulations and science, but before the big white throne, you run away. You cannot compare. And then all are standing, all the dead, standing small and great, out of hell, out of the bottomless pit, out of every place, stand before, and the books are open. He has recorded. He has surely, if you can judge, you can record massive information. Each word, each action, each outcome, each enterprise, each civilization, each nations, the books will open, and ye are the expert with much more vast knowledge that will be the judge. And then he say, wow, this is meaningless. I don't need this. I don't need that factory. I don't need this enterprise. I don't need Hollywood. I don't need that nation's government. This is just go nowhere. Throw it in the destruction place of the full of fire. It's useless. And if your name appear not in the book of life, if you have not written a chapter about life of prosperity, of growth, of newness, of fruitfulness, of multiplication, of everything containing life, tell the stories, and he will read it. If they are not these elements, that destructive elements, stealing elements, lying elements, all sorts of killing elements, breaking of your promise elements, catching people, you will be judged. There's not a story of life, of something positive. You have accomplished some fruits that was produced. As the sparrows say, every branch in me that don't bear fruit are cut off. So if they are not fruits, out of the fruit, new seed for a new recursive growth and population, if they are not the story that can be told by individual, in family, of a city, of a group, of a nation, it are thrown in the pool of destruction. So now to think of this thought is a little bit fearful. It's a little bit, I have to be careful. If I have not fruit, if I not have a story of life, producing life, surely the mother can say, well, I have so many children, and I've raised them in faith, and in love, and helping out people, and in kindness. I have a story, I have a narrative of fruitfulness, of multiplication, of submission, with all the creative fault lines I've found in my fruit, my sons and my daughters. This is my story in the book of life. And the one on the right say, if you have not a story of life, if you have not planned something good on the earth, if you have not work and bring some better order, civilization, and success and overflow in this world, you will be judged if you don't do it. If you do it, then you'll name, you have a chapter or a paragraph of life, of goodness, not you must not do that. Now, what fruit do you have? This is the judgment of this parable. Even you are in the vine, surely you find you are drying up. You cannot produce fruit anymore. Your fruit are stagnate, and the fruit become lesser after the third generation. The fruits become lesser. The company go water down. The first generation and second generation was And so very unlikely that each generation bring a bigger company forth. So what was your fruit? Have you decayed your fruit, or eternal fruit that produce more and the submission of the earth, so that you can build a paradise. So to get into the paradise, you have to help build the paradise, and this is the condition. If your name not written in the book of life, the dead, those that have no life, are in any case thrown in the pool of fire, and then the living or whatsoever. How much have you a story of producing fruit and of life? And this will be his massive judgment. Have you established life, or have you ruined life here on the earth and in the world? Now, surely, if you multiply, you need more space, you need more food, you need more ground, you need Mars, you need maybe the moon, you need maybe Saturn, you maybe Neptune, you need other planets that's livable, or in which you can build a house to have minerals. You have to go through the rock belt here around the earth and mine some iron and some silver and some lithium for your batteries and some material for your population of Mars. Mars is a little bit closer to this rocky asteroid belt. So, this is the question. Surely no one wants to admit there is a God, because there's a giant, Martin, he's a God of love. Don't worry, He's forgiven all your sin. If you don't grow, it don't matter. If you don't are fruitful, it's not concerned. You have just to imagine, have magic faith that your sins you are cleansed. If you grow, you don't know. A God that has judgment. A God that produce. It too much 12 years now. Are they walking again here? All right, so you say, it's too much. You can only tell the parable, then you have to stop. All right, so just the verse of the existence of God. Now, if you can say, I have a soul, and how I act. So, Paul says, if you judge others, you will be judged with that judgment. They therefore don't judge, so that somebody, because they will use that judgment on you. If you say somebody must not steal, do you steal? No, just unnecessary. So you will be judged with your own words. But we will be judged. Surely the bigger judge will have higher standards of judgment than your little low laws you actually have, which you judge. So the fear of God is what Paul said. Nobody have the fear of God. They think God do not exist. Today they formulated evolution, random. Even the universe, life is a random thing, and even the universe with all these precise laws that are not merciful to you. So the life a little bit merciful if you are there in the middle, it grow around you. But the universe will also push you aside. You have no mercy or intelligence, or say there's some project in front of me. Let me drive around the object. There's somebody walking in the street. Go a little bit slower and let him wait. This is mercy. Because there's some intelligence. How if you have not shown mercy, why must God then show mercy to you? And there's the thing. If you don't forgive the debt other people have, surely God have a much more clearer assessment of where you go. If you was not concerned and maybe cover some of the errors, no, when God look at you, He will see much more errors which you cannot see, not in a lifetime. Your soul have not grown so vast in judgment and in what is conscience. Why would God then be merciful? Why must He oversee then the errors? You're going to see the foundation of this verse which Jesus said. He said, you don't forgive your neighbor, God won't forgive you. And you can only say, God forgive my errors, and you don't even know about your errors. But Paul say, even I don't know, my conscience feel I'm clean, this don't justify me in front of God, because God have a much bigger soul. He see much further in the future and see much clearer the consequences than what you can imagine. Surely, therefore, if you was too hard with your implementation on others, then God will say, I will just use what you do. If you was a little bit merciful, He can maybe be a little bit merciful to you. If you was big in your mercy, then you say, why must I be kind? Why must I be so forgiveness full? Because there's somebody bigger that look at you and say, all right, what have you done? Why have you not read out of the Bible when you was young? Why have you not asked a question about why is everything here? Who is behind the things? And what is the soul and the mind that can set up so many things? It is not that each one, when he wake up, read the poem, wow, the rain fall, and now the flowers open, and spring are coming. There, who have caused it? Massive things. Who have caused the rain? It's a beautiful poem, but he talk about a massive, intelligent product. Somebody must have actually constructed or thought about or was busy with or have designed or was set forth as a possibility. But this has not crossed your mind. You can look at the nature and see the beauty of it and impossibility of the existence without saying, who's behind it? There's something behind everything. There's a reason and a cause and the root of everything that get out. Not only good designs, but also random things. If you are too random, you fall in traps. You fall off. You destroy everything. I say, I will find the road. You will fall from the mountain, and then you have no option to try again. You need already a source that try and are multiplied. Because if you are the source and you have tried, then there's no new random try. So a lot of problems. But surely people don't want to think a little bit further. They don't want to use their logic. They want to blind themselves. Otherwise, what are things which Jesus said become now too obvious, too true? You don't have to read it out of the gospel. If you have a big soul, which we call like God, a lot of things fall in place. How you have to act. You are now in somebody to judge you. You know other people can judge you. You try to keep your face and look perfect in front of others so that the words and the judgments and the logic not make you shameful that you have appear. So the more smart people hide themselves because they are afraid people see their inconsistencies in their life. The fool appear, are boastful, are loud. All right. So God has given us out of His love the only begotten Son. All right. As the source of our intelligence, as the source of our new life forms, as the source for our power not to be discovered, as our source of a new exciting creation. If you come, if you are staying in Him like the bone, if you believe in Him, if you ask after Him, if you open the door after you hear He's knocking, we hear He's knocking in the beautiful poems describing the impossibility of nature. We see it in front of you each day you wake up and the sun come up in the marketplace of how people coordinate with each other, exchange products in a civil way with each other. Surely it have dawned on you this special things. Back to created, surely there is a source. It seems that you are cut off. You are a dry branch. And you have for some way asked questions and seek this only Genesis. It's not anagenesis, not a random Genesis. There is not a multi-universe, a multi-Genesis. He said these are only Genesis. All right, so this is a treasure given, but it seems this treasure is not accessible to people. Why? Because they don't ask. Jesus said, shall your real Father, if you ask Him a fish, give you a snake? Will the Father not give you the Holy Spirit if you ask Him? Jesus said, if you would have known the gift of God, and the gift of God was given, you can ask Him, and He will give you living water. It's not that I will seek and will disappointed and not finding. So therefore Jesus said, seek and you shall find it. You have to seek. He said, only a few find the gate of life. So to find something, you have to seek. But we see even the New Testament talk about this only begotten, this only Genesis, from which everything derived in his massive, magnificent, are given as a gift. You have a soul, you have a spirit, you have a body, have a paradise, but you have also access to the only Genesis, the source from which everything comes, not automatically. You have to ask, you have to stay, you have to draw, you have to accept, you have to seek, you have to knock, you have to open the door, you have to be in process, pointing out the possibility of the only Genesis. Surely people want to ignore it. They say, all the powers is in me. This is the beginning and the end. Life is precious. If it's raised, there's no life or conscious in the universe. This is how they want to think. No, there is the only Genesis, which supply everything that was in existence. And if he can do that, he can do the similar thing and more things out of this. It can multiply, but it can be also fruitful. And now here is the revelation. Here is the statement of the reality and the truth that God has given the world the only Genesis, so that if anyone believe, anyone ask about, anyone that reach out, anyone that call upon him, can draw from this eternal only Genesis to work against his perishment in his life, and as he are in this process start having an eternal life. All right, so surely here the word of this truth was planted, never uttered by any prophet or Moses or prominent person. Buddha say, well, don't be sad that I died. This is just how nature is. No, he say, if you connect with this only Genesis, powerful life forces, you shall not die, you shall not perish, you shall not decay, but eternal life shall spout into your setups. All right, this is a seed planted in the world. People say, oh, this is not real. I have not found this only Genesis. I don't know about this thing. Have you asked? Have you invest time? Have you tried to find out? Have you not say what have been set up here in front of your eyes are not beyond amazingness? Surely somebody must cause it. If I bought my cup, you say, where does it come from? Yeah, somebody I think of. Somebody must hold it. It's hot. Somebody must make it that it heat don't go out. Somebody must make it that there's not a hole in. There's a cause. It has not come automatically. They are somebody that worked out all the scenarios which was unsuccessful and tried to bring this just to make something that the heat don't dissipate. It's a complex problem because the heat associated with the material very easy, and in the air a lot of places. How can you make it that the heat reflect? So if you can think of a simple problem which we solve how big problem must you solve if you want to create a flower with all these delicate beauties? Creating these colors and this existence. Surely you have to say, how is it possible that somebody can create such things unimaginable? But the Bible says God has loved the world and He has gave His only Genesis parallel and that of the Father, which was His Son. And if you get close to that, if you merge with it, you will be neutral and display the same characteristics and same abundance and same greatness and same vast penetration as this source. Alright, so surely there the verse was planted, there the seed was set out, there was, say, something which people say, maybe imagination, too many words are there combined in that seed to imagine that the reality of what it projects or what can appear or can become a setup or reality. Say it's impossible, just like the flower, but it is a seed, incorruptible seed, a seed that don't fade away, a seed that won't populate and eventually show the error and decay. So there's the seed is planted. Now where are the seed planted? In the hearts of man. You cannot plant that seed in the physical ground. You cannot plant the seed in the computer ChatGPT. You can only plant the seed. This is the good ground. The other grounds to a hard ground in the heart of man. And if that seed fall in good ground, it can produce what the seed dictates. Now, if it is real, the only Genesis was given as a gift for the world, for man, and that it is like a grace or advantage what he have added to what he already have, and the paradise he already, and the universe he already dwell in. If that is true, and how shall you justify yourself? How shall you get out of the corner, escape, if you have ignored this great salvation, which the Hebrew start talking, which was announced firstly by Jesus Christ. So how shall you justify it if somebody has given you your $1 million, but you have not believed it's in your bank? You have not even go and look if there is a big balance, and even you have look, you have not draw from it and live in your palace, in your big nice roaster Tesla. You have not explored this gift, this treasure, this unending form of life. How shall you justify yourself? It was given, it was said it was given, but you have not even bother to look into it. You have go to the church. This is rubbish, not truth. Listen to the philosophy. Lord, what is that? You have not go and search yourself. Not only read in the New Testament about it, but find for yourself, inside yourself, is it true? Is it a reality? Have God given us this only begotten Genesis source of all power, which came from Him, which is His Son. The Bible say, if you believe in Him, you cannot injust Him. But if you not believe, not get close, ignore, or dismiss it, or mock it, or move in a different opposite, you are already judged, you are already condemned, you are already drying up, you are already fading away, your existence become non-essential or in existence because you have not believed in the only begotten Son of God. This is how John say very straight words. He said, I'm a Chinese, we don't believe in God, we just are practical people, we believe in technology and so on. Who's God? I am a seeker. You don't even need the gospel if you have really seek Him. Maybe you will find Him. Jesus said, just seek a little bit, you will find Him. I give you key words. Just seek on it. Just stay with it. Just explore about it. Just think a little bit about it. Just get close to it. Just test the possibility of it. Maybe it was given. It was not separate. Just bring it and then move away to another universe. Maybe the Bible say He has not only created everything, but in Him everything are maintained and come together. So it's not just you have make it and then you have nothing to do with it and He move on, just like Einstein will to propose. But the whole existence of everything and the future are depending on His supplies and oversight and management and injection. All right, so there's the verse. And everyone that believes. Surely the New Testament that bring many words what belief mean. If you ask, if you seek, and if you knock, the door will be open for you to the gift of God. But we seek in the wrong way. We seek other words. We seek technology words. We seek education words. We seek the words which people say. We seek Buddha's words. Don't be sad because I'm going to die. We seek everything else. Read all the books. And even we read the Bible and search the scriptures. We do not come to the only Genesis source of all creation. This is what Jesus says. Say, what ironically, you are even at the right place. But now you don't do. You say, where are the Messiah born? In Bethlehem. But you never go to Bethlehem. The heathen from far countries that don't even know your scriptures, they go and see, is this true? Where the stars are pointing. And when they find it, they submit all their riches, give up everything to honor this treasure that was coming into into the world. All right. So, this is the question. You say, the temple don't exist there in the third mountain. But have you go and climb a little bit and look? You say, no, I have not seen it. Yeah, you have never seen it because you have never climbed. But I've tried to climb the first mountain, I get too tired. But what if you have a more bigger soul that can understand how to bring forth designed life forms, and a much bigger soul that can spread out the heavens, the universe. Surely the moment it's obvious people have a soul, they have a mind, they have some calculation, some remembering, some activity here in the soul, just that point can say that there's bigger souls. Like Mozart, he brings beautiful music. Who bring beautiful music like him? There's bigger souls. But what if we have still bigger souls? Because we can still not explain that. Can explain how to do this, just this and this and this. You have not figured it out. So then you have to say there is souls on the earth in human beings. Maybe these souls outside of also. And maybe there's a very big soul that have construct this fine tuning. Because the soul do a fine tuning. So what is the likelihood now that the scripture go further? They say there is a God. And he have a son. And in his son have created everything. Now surely the Old Testament don't talk like that. The New Testament has new revelation. So Paul said this mystery about Christ was not known in the past, but now we start realizing this is actually the Son that created. Surely God have created the source of the Son. And how is the Son? He's just like God. He's also like a Father. He's like the only Genesis. So surely now John have bring up a name that has some concept like a father, a massive, big, intelligent, powerful father. But don't use the word father, which represents the most original element. And if that is true, and he was sent by the most original one to man as a gift, so that they can get access to him. And who say, is it true? Let us try it out. You say, no, God cannot speak to you today. This is imagination. But if there is an influence, surely there is now sometimes miracles which they cannot explain. They say, it's the same as the miracles of the flower. It just repairs itself. You must just say the word, whoops, and then the flower bloom there, and your healing are there. We don't know really how it works, but it's just a scientific fact which later we can explain how it works. But then why don't you explore it so that you can just sound these words and people get healed? Alright, so surely man is the indication as a base of how things work. There is a soul, and it can be a bigger soul. So now how are you going to explain this? Because this is a heavy statistic reality here around us, and everyone have not the same soul. There's some people with bigger souls, but what if there's a much bigger soul? What then? Surely he can do much more magnificent thing, but he can also judge the errors much clearer. So we will like the good things he can do, but that he will discard some of the bugs and useful elements. This is not so. Surely mosque have have so many people he can choose from. He can choose the cream if he can judge the cream. Can stand it. Surely there is many that are not useful, that are rejectable, but they look, they have image, they have appearance, they seemingly have the qualifications, but they have not. And surely this whole presentation of imaginary appearance is a big deception. My brother, he wanted to have a startup, building some speakers and so on. He wanted investment, so he gave the people. He said, I can deceive them very easy. Just put something there and something there. It looks very big for the unknown. Guys can stand put a speaker there and an amplifier there and an electronic thing there and an oscilloscope here. It looked just here in the garage some high fault for investment. I say I can easily deceive them with my engineering words and I show some practical things. You think, wow, this one, I can get investment. I know how to get investment. I don't know how to get investment. Because he's an engineer. He now mastered the game, not even his PhD, but he has no qualifications in. So people invest in qualifications. They are just to see some initial evidence. You just need money to bring it further, to bring the best speaker out. The people must at least act a little bit, and there must be a car that they crash. But now they can just let the car crash. Look at the games. No, nothing are crashed. There's no real car that are crashed. But they make their crash to look like a real car with all the physical ingredients, integrations in the appearances of it. So we are heavily busy working on the appearance, virtual reality, virtual money, all sorts of things which we can make up, which do not exist, thought lines which we cannot exist, because we have a soul that can create it before it are in a reality. But certain things you can now create, which even you try in reality. And surely already here in the 80s, I go and look at Star Trek. Here the big starships are in the air, and they are discovering where nobody are going, and they have encounters with these people. After 40 years, we can still not bring one space ship in. We have some rockets that come up now. Surely the Jeff Bezos, he have put up his rocket now. Big news, but the rocket cannot land yet. Things which are already done 3 years or whatsoever ago, he are not yet there. So surely each month about 5-6 records, and some of our big rockets. So we have 2 rockets, the F9. This is like 3 rockets together. You can put a lot of satellites, and with these rockets they've taken astronauts to the space station, which the Russians have built in space. And bring astronauts back and give food for them, or what instruments for them. They living for a couple of months in space, and essentially putting satellites, not only Mars satellites, but any other people want also satellites. Put these satellites up. So surely they become already a commercial, profitable unit to send so many. We know the Apollo, wow, it was a big event. I go to the church, hear the preacher talk. You say, wow, they've gone to the moon. But everyone say, must they do it? You say, yes, They can only go as far as God will allow them. I say, huh? God wants us to explore the universe. We don't know how to get to the first star. We have not even any possible notion of reality that we can go to the first star. All right, so all I say, you climb the mountain. You say, I have seek all the books. Jesus, look, I say, how many times I want to bring you together, but you don't want. Not only don't want, are neutral, you are against the Savior of this world. So surely he was unsuccessful. They tried to eliminate him, tried to, even his form in the flesh, wants to take it away. Surely you cannot kill the only Genesis, the only begotten. Is impossible. He's the source of everything. Just the physical form. You try to kill, and he have demonstrated he can change the physical form and have new powers, not all the normal powers, but then movement, appearing, disappearing, power, no, something that appear and disappear cannot eat. Maybe our radio signals can do that, but it cannot appear in physical forms. It's just in electrons, although electrons is physical form, but we can send it very fastly from China to America. A certain pattern of electrons in a certain pattern, and then you see there a picture or a text message or whatsoever. But they have rejected them. Now, surely, in the beginning, the Bible say, and of this great salvation, those that have heard him have also confirmed that or witnessed it. Of this great salvation. So other people have experienced something of this big gift. But it seems as the years go by, the seed have watered down, have not this massive effect, was perverted, was changed, was not understood, was not asked of, was not seek, have not gained the intensity manifested in the appearance of Jesus in flesh here on earth, was not in that intensity appear. But surely even the seed that's in the desert for 1,000 years, if they fall rain, it will grow. The seed has the power to contain all its proteins and its life forms till it get the right environment, the right art, and then it will start growing. We have just said to let the seed grow is too easy. Now people think it's easy, but then there's no growth of the seed. But the word which was demonstrated in the life of Jesus even after he died, if you seek it according to the Bible, you will find it. But he says also a warning: if you don't seek it, how will you escape judgment? How will you escape disappointment? How disappointment will you be and say, I am too busy, I have not found it? You see others have find it. I could have the opportunity, but I have not believed and not go after it, not invest in the stock. I have not take it to heart. I've not grown the seed. I have grown my physical formula seeds and built some chips and this I have grown, but I've not grown the seed, which are properly already given for you inside.